Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ocean Outlast Expert. Hope everyone is doing great today. I know that I am. We're jumping right back on into things. So not much has changed since the last episode, considering I am recording this relatively shortly after I recorded that one. We might have some live streams, obviously, between them, this one and then the next episode that you see. But obviously, I'll update you at that time once we, if we do have that happening. But anywho, so in the last episode, if you guys remember, we got our pulverizer up and going. We got a great source of diamonds going. If we take a peek in our storage, we can check out how many diamonds we have. Up to 136, and we have even more. As you can see, I went through, I cleared out a bunch of our armor and tools and weapons and so on and so forth, just to kind of grind them down into diamonds so we have them. We've been getting so much diamond armor that, I just felt like it was fine to do it. And we have 31 more just chilling in here. So we can stick those right on into our storage, and then we should be up to, what? Oh, 167, so almost to 200. Getting a good amount of diamonds. It's not like we need a bunch of them right now, but they are really nice to have. Now, the other thing that I did want to go over was the amount of loot bags that I have. So I did make a comment in passing in the last episode that I have tons and tons of loot bags, and I do. As you can see, we got a bunch in here, and this is what I have weeded out so far. So we opened a couple legendaries in the last episode at the end of it, and then I went through, I opened up a bunch of epic ones, and yeah, that's what I pretty much got it narrowed down to now. Now, I have been collecting a bunch of these Coral Tombstone enchanted scrolls. So we got a bunch of these bad boys chilling in here. I also picked up a lost tablet, which it depicts a distant place, but we actually have to get a Grave's Soul to provide the teleportation. Now, I did actually get this up and going in our MC Eternal playthrough, but it would be really, really cool to do on this one as well. So, all we gotta do is get a grave up and going. Now, we could just do a simple grave. You do need dark marble in order to do it. Actually, that's pretty interesting. So we need some grave dust on stone, which we actually should have. We should have that. Now, what about this? That takes normal, but I am kind of a fan. I'm kind of a fan of the darker one. So we're gonna need 2 of those, and I thought I had some. Am I mistaken? Do I not have any grave? I guess I don't over here. Let's go check our mob farm and see if we have some over there. And look at that, we do. We got some right here. Grave dust, perfect. As you can see, got even more loot bags over here. Just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff from mobs spawning in our spawner and dying. Some of the stuff isn't even from it running. Like some of these cyberware stuff is just from normal mobs spawning in the dark in there and then getting taken out. Because I have it paused right now, actually. I don't have it going, so... Alright, cool. So we got the Grave's Dust, so we should be able to get out of here. And then even up here, I got a bunch more loot bags. So we can throw that into there, and then what we should be able to do is get some of this up and going. So we only need 3. And then we should be able to make that. But we do need a head of a mob. Now, do we have any sitting around? I did not notice down here if we did or did not. And unfortunately, I typically don't hold on to them if we do get them. I never really see a use for them, so I'm not usually holding on. And I'm guessing I don't have one. If we took a peek in here, if I could spell, if I really could spell. Yeah, it does not look like we do, and I accidentally turned caps lock on. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of hunting and actually get a head so we can get this up and going. So let me go and try to, let's try to decapitate some enemies here. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, I was able to go and hunt down a skeleton and actually get a skeleton skull. So we are good to get our simple grave up and going. Just like so. A small cemetery, the progression we get. Oh, we got a little grove sprite out here. Just hanging out. That's pretty cool to see. Okay, so we should be able to take this and plant it right down here. Now, really, when we kill mobs around here, the souls should get put into this simple grave here. Now, obviously, that's going to take a little bit of time to do. But we can also put some of this in there. And then I don't think I have places for this anymore. So we got to stick these away. That's perfectly fine. We'll stick that creeper head away. And I got some Botania flowers along the way. Don't know if I have space in here for them, though. I do for some of them. Not for this yellow one, though, so I'm gonna have to find a home for him. Right there is perfect. Cool. And then where did that guy go? Where are you at? I hear you. You're around here somewhere. I have no idea. I don't know where he went. I still hear him, so he's over here somewhere. It's interesting the amount of different mobs. Oh, there he is, right there. The amount of different mobs that spawn over here now. We have so many owls that will spawn. We have that little guy that has spawned, and a few other things as well, which is pretty interesting to see. But anywho, so we have this lost tablet, and it says that it's an end city. Ooh, that's actually pretty interesting. Now, I don't know if I would want to go there right yet, because I don't think we have a way, like, to sell up. We could set up telepad blocks, which could work. Telepad uses power to teleport entities to a specific position and dimension. It has to be placed in a multi-block, though. A tablet of recall. Right-click on a Grave's soul to link. Interesting. There's a lot of cool things. We could get a teleporter from Industrial Craft up and going. Wouldn't be too bad. That's actually not a bad recipe because I don't really want. Oh, that's an impossible recipe. Never mind. It's elite crafting right there. There's no way that we would be able to get that going. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think there's a good way to do it. There's the beneath teleporter. Yeah. And there was one that we've used before in previous mod packs in MC Eternal, but I don't think it's in this one. Unfortunately, I think we're kind of out of luck on that. But anyway, that's beside the point. But once we have a soul in here, what we should be able to do is click this onto there. I think it says it on here. Right-click on a grave soul to provide teleportation. And that could actually take us to an end city, which would be extremely, extremely awesome. But obviously, we want to use it with a grain of salt and be prepared when we do go. So if you guys have suggestions on good ways of teleporting, like maybe if we could get something set up down there, it'd be cool if there was like waystones in this. I don't think there are. There is a waystone from Bewitchment, but I think normal waystones are not in this one, unfortunately. Yeah. It's not looking like it, so... Oh well, we'll have to hold on to it. But anyway, that was beside the point. I just kind of wanted to do that to show you guys what we can get set up. And once we have a actual soul in there, then we'll go from there. But what I did want to do today, mainly focus on, is Botania. I did want to progress through Botania a bit more. If we take a look at our quests here at Botania, there's a few things that we've gone through and finished up, but it obviously is not as extensive as I was kind of hoping it would be. Now I don't know. I don't know. I don't think these points right here. I think these points just maybe unlock something additional, maybe? Like the different colors on them. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. But there's a few things in Botania that I do want to get up and going that I think would be very useful for us, because if you remember in the last episode, I did want to get a fluid transposer going so that we could get into some additional things like this additional augment on here, and it's also used for a few other things down the line. But in order to get that, we do need, well, for one, ancient glass, which will be another episode in itself, but we also need an extrapolated bucket, which means we need these ingots, which come from Botania. Now, to get these bad boys, we need to use an elven trade on these mana steel. Now, the elven trade, we need the elven gateway core, which then takes Terrasteel with living wood. And then the Terrasteel obviously comes from Botania. Now, it doesn't show how you craft up the Terrasteel because that is in here. So, Terrasteel, we go back to this right here. It's a complex magical alloy infused with a great amount of mana. Conjuring it proves to be no small task. For starters, to create it, one requires Terrasteel, a certain plate, let's just say that, set on top of a checkerboard pattern of lapis lazuli blocks and living rock, which I'll show you guys in just a minute. Mana steel needs to be provided with this block, with sparks being the most effective method, or mana just in so we need to get sparks up and going probably. But here you go, this is how we get the Terrasteel plate that we need. And we do need some ruins, a block of mana steel, and then some lapis blocks. It's not actually that complex to get. So then this goes through the process of actually doing it. So you have to toss a single mana steel ingot, mana diamond, and mana pearl on top of it to begin the infusion. And then this is what you have to set it up like, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, there you go. You need 5 living rock and 4 lapis lazuli blocks. Right click any block other than the structure to preview it. Okay, I don't know how we unvisualize it. There we go. Just got to click on the visualize button again. So there we go. So that's what I kind of want to head towards today. Now, I don't know on sparks. I'm not like really familiar with the sparks itself, but we could take a peek at what we need for it. That's actually not bad at all. So let's look up what sparks are. So sparks are interesting entities created from combining raw energy and mana. They have the ability to be placed on top of a few specific mana containing or accepting blocks, mainly mana pools. Some blocks have the ability to harness mana from sparks, but the uses for them seem limited to a few blocks for right now. So placing sparks on top of a mana pool and another on top of a block that can accept it will allow for the latter to remotely access the resources of the mana pool. So there you go. Basically, it's saying the sparks is going to wirelessly transfer all of that mana from our mana pool, which is actually quite full right now, to our setup to make the Terrasteel, which is pretty cool. And then these boys are obviously very easy to make. You just need some normal, any kind of flower or petal from Botania, some blaze powder, and then a gold nugget. And we're going to need 2 of them to get going. So what do we have a lot of right now that we could use? So we got those, and what we could use, we can use the petals. So I think it makes the most sense to just craft these into petals so we can do this. So just like so, that'll get us 1, and just like that, that'll get us 2. Now I don't know, that wasn't a quest, but that was part of the Minecraft progression for it. So one thing that we don't often go in and look at is the actual Minecraft progression for Botania, which is this right here. It's kind of overlooked because we obviously have the Feed the Beast quest ones where you actually get rewards from them, whereas this one's you don't really get rewards, but it's a great way to monitor your progression for it. So this is where we're heading towards. So Dancer in the Dark. So we want to conjure a Terrasteel using the Terrasteel plate, which is pretty cool. Now there's a few other progressions that we could do here, which are pretty cool. Infuse and eat a biscuit of totality, which I think we actually have one of those if I'm not mistaken. But anywho, just wanted to show you guys that because you do see those pop up from time to time, and they obviously aren't in your Feed the Beast quest line. So we got those up and going. We don't need them right now, but the next thing we are going to want to do is this. We are going to need a rune of water. So we're going to need some sugarcane, bone meal, a fishing rod, mana steel, and then mana powder, which is just any kind of powder thrown in there, whatever we have a decent amount of. So really, gunpowder probably would be the best because we probably have a decent amount of it. And for now, we only need 1, so let's just throw it in there. Maybe. Maybe if I can get it right. Come on. There we go. So we got that. That's perfect. I should have some mana steel if I'm not mistaken. So if we go to Botania, if I spell right, yeah, we have 4 mana steel right now, so that's perfect. I don't know if that'll be enough for everything that we need. Actually, I don't think it will be because we need a whole block. But then we do need some of this stuff as well, and that goes into the runic altar. So we do need a fishing rod, sugarcane, and bone meal. So, and we're actually going to have to take all of this out now that I am thinking about it. So one of these, we need that. Do I have a fishing rod in here? I actually do. That is actually kind of surprising. We have some sugar cane, right? And then finally some bone meal. Just like so. And then all we got to do is place all of this stuff in here. So we'll do that. I'll grab some of this, pull it all down here. And then finally, we just need our fishing rod. And that should be everything, right? We take a look at our rune. Yep. And maybe it won't do it because I think the fishing rod did have a little bit of durability taken off on it, unfortunately. Let me see if I can get that. What is the durability? 62. let's just craft up a fresh fishing rod just to play it safe. Because I'm not 100% sure if that's the issue with it. Yep, that seemed to be the issue with it. So it's just the durability on it, which is perfectly fine. We got it figured out. So then I think what we could do, I don't know if it'll work on this. Can we? I don't think we can place this above it, can we? I wanted to try this sparks out. So we can place that there, but we can't place that like so. But if I build that up and I place it, nope, gotta go one more up maybe. No, I can't place it above it. Okay. Well, it's good to know that we can't do it. It was worth trying. At least it seems like we can't. I'm sure you guys will let me know if for some reason it's something different for us. So we should be able to go on those like so. We do need to take our ring of magnetization off because otherwise it's going to mess up what I'm going to do next. We do need some charcoal. Let's grab a couple stacks of it, considering we have so much charcoal. It's insane. And then what we can do is we can just throw 2 in there. We'll come over to this side and do the same exact over here. And that'll get things rolling, and then that should steadily progress that. As you can see, we are getting a little progression on the rune itself. So I'm going to let that run. So in the meantime, we'll work on the next one, which is the rune of earth. So very similar, we just need some stone. We do need a block of coal and then a mushroom of any kind. So hopefully I have a mushroom. I don't know if I do. Oh, thank God we do have a mushroom, which is perfect. I am going to need more mana steel, which really we should probably just take all of it out because I know that we're going to use it. Grab some gunpowder. I'm just going to get a few of these up and going. Let's just do like 8. There we go. And I'll have those to utilize. So we have that, and that. And then finally, we just need our stone and coal. So we'll get our stone. Just like so. And then our block of coal. Perfect. Easy peasy. Now let's check up on this. How's it doing? We do need a living rock and our wand. So let's get our living rock. We are running kind of low on it though, but luckily I think we can use this. We can utilize this to actually make it back to normal. Yeah, just like so. I made too many slabs at one point, so unfortunately it obviously was being a mess for us. So there we go. We got some of the runes that we need. We got the rune of water. We're gonna have to keep progressing through all of these. This one is going to take some more mana steel, so I'll have to get that one going. This one does take nothing too crazy, string, a feather, and some carpet, and then more of that. And then finally, the last one is going to take nether wart. That's interesting, nether wart jam it takes as well. Gunpowder, another brick. That one's not too bad either. So let me get some of this stuff up and going, and then I'll bring you guys back once we have all of our runes ready to go. Alright guys, so I have progressed. I have all of our runes that we need, and I actually unlocked more quests. So it's the one thing that's a little bit tricky with some of the quests in this Feed the Beast quest items. So they don't visibly show until you unlock certain things. So for us, I had to get a mana pearl. Again, I've gotten one before, but I did need to get a mana pearl in order to get some stuff up and going for, I think it was maybe the rune of mana was the one that I needed it for. Anyway, I crafted it up and it unlocked all of this stuff down here, as you can see. And even furthermore, it unlocked the Terrasteel plate and the ingot as well, which has now unlocked, or it has progressed towards some of these things up here as well, as you can see, which is pretty cool. But we have a bunch of stuff to collect on. So this is around the runic altar, which we already have up and going. You can obviously look through and read that if you so chose to do. But we do have rewards to collect on all of these different runes, which is awesome. We're getting a bunch of common crates from them, and we will open those up in just a minute. But now we have everything that we need in order to progress towards the Terrasteel or the Terrasteel plate, which is perfect. So let's take a peek. Do we have a clear inventory? Relatively. We got a bone, an iron fishing rod, more bone, some snow, and then a tomato. A kind of random assortment of things there. I've never gotten snow before from one of those. And we can stick those black lotuses in here because we'll utilize them down the line. So we should be able to come in here now and craft up our Terrasteel plate, or Terrasteel plate. And that does complete the quest for it, so we can come in here, take a peek. It's going to give us some more mana steel, another spark, and then 450 coins, which is awesome. So here's a little bit more info on the plate itself. It's a block that forms the top of the multi-block structure that we mentioned before. It kind of runs you through how to assemble it. Again, I would recommend looking at the book because the book gives you a visual representation of how to place everything. So you do need to supply it with mana, like it said. So through a mana spreader or a spark. The spark is recommended, obviously, because the amount of mana required for each Terrasteel ingot is very high. You also have to place the ingot, a diamond, and mana pearl atop the plate to ensure that it does not despawn or get picked up while it's being consumed. If you're successful, then obviously you'll get that ingot. And that is our next progression right there. What was that? Did you guys hear that? That was really, really creepy. That kind of gave me chills on my end because I was not expecting it. Oh, okay. I hope you guys heard that. Otherwise, I'm hearing things and I'm losing my mind. Okay, jeez. Oh, that caught me off guard. Okay, so we do need some lapis blocks. So that's plenty. I'll put them back once we have everything that we need. And then we need some living wood, which I am getting a little bit low on. Not like extremely low, but low enough to the point where I probably should start making some more relatively soon. You know what? We could actually put these away. We don't really need them right now. So going in back into our Botania book here, our Lexica Botania, we should be able to get what we need. But actually, let's just quickly jump to it by controlling onto that, and we should be able to get to what we need. So it's, okay, makes sense. So all we got to do is create a space for it. Now this is what I've come up with right here. This is where I'm planning to put it. So we're just going to take out this little 3x3 chunk right here. And it was living rock in the middle. Just like so. And then checkerboard, like it was saying, with the lapis on the outside. We can stick that away, take our plate, and put it right in the middle. And then we should be able to take our spark and put it right on top. So that should supply it with plenty of mana that it needs. Now, unfortunately, oh, bind mode, function mode, interesting. Oh, okay, that's for the thing itself. Interesting. I wish I could see more on this. So now all we need to do, like it said, is we need to get one of each of the items. So we do, oh, look at that. See, you can see the mana kind of going up to it. I don't know if it's necessarily going to come down until we have everything placed, though. So we do need to check and see what we have. So at Botania. So we have the mana diamond, we have the mana pearl, and then I think all we needed was mana steel. If I'm not mistaken, let me just double check in the book here. Yep. All right. So we'll pop all of these off just like so. And then boom, boom, and boom. And then it's going to do its magic. Get this out of here. I don't know how long it takes either, but it does say it uses quite a bit of mana in order to do this. It is turning green, though. It's turning very green. I wonder if the sparks are a one-time use as well. Oh, and there we go. Look at that. We got our first piece of Terrasteel. Not too shabby. Now, I am a little bit curious as to what our, we should put this back, what our mana pool is sitting at. Oh, okay, it went down a little bit. Yeah, it went down quite a bit. So obviously, it does use up a lot of mana. So we probably are going to want to get some more of those going. It has been chewing through our charcoal relatively a decent amount, I should say. So let's add just a little bit more charcoal into our hoppers here and keep those going. But there we go. There is our first piece of mana steel. And we made a couple progressions. One is for the Minecraft one, and then one is for this. So we do get a blacker a lotus and then some money. So, some info on the Terrasteel ingot itself. This metal is made from one of each. We know what it's made from. Okay, perfect. Yep, we already know that. So, then you have to link it to a mana pool with sparks. That's the equivalent of one full mana tablet or 500,000 points of mana. That's a lot. It'll take some time, so providing mana via multiple pools is advised to prevent items from despawning. This process is documented in detail with the Lexica Botania. It's technically possible to provide the Terrasteel plate with power via mana spreaders instead of the sparks. Okay, so nothing too crazy there. But it did unlock a whole bunch of new areas for us to go and explore in terms of quests. So the portal to Altheum. This looks really interesting. It's a multi-block structure added by Botania. It allows the player to exchange certain blocks and items. So unlike most portals, the portal to Altheum cannot be traveled through. If the player were to stand in it, it would not teleport you anywhere. So it's really just for trading items. If the portal runs out of mana or the part of the structure is broken, the portal will close. So you, in addition, at least 2 Natura pylons with mana pools below them must be placed in an 11 by 11 by 11 area centered on the gateway core. To exchange resources, throw items into the portal. If they can be exchanged, the portal will slowly drop the resulting item in the center and consume 500 mana per operation. So as you can see, we need a decent amount of stuff, and we need a decent amount of space to actually do this realistically, which kind of leads to the next thing. We're going to have some space for it. Now, really, we did set up a good area over here, but really this isn't going to be enough. I mean, we need an 11 by 11. Now, let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it would be a decent amount there. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we could fit it over here if we truly wanted to. But I did want a space for our bewitchment stuff. So it kind of does put us in a little bit of a pickle on how we want to set things up. Now, we really could, if we wanted to, expand more on this island. As you can see, we could bump it out even more this way and just kind of fill all of this in and fill it up to have a nice big chunk of island over here that we could put the portal as well as a space for our bewitchment rituals once we get to them. And that ultimately might be the case. We might end up having to do that, considering we are slowly but surely running out of room. Now, again, I could have, there's a multitude of different ways that we could go about it. We could just kind of make a platform in the water and have it on there, but as you can see, I'm liking the aesthetics. I really want to continue that and put a lot of effort into things. I don't want to just kind of set up a platform and then go for it. So really, that ultimately might land us in having to stream something like that, which is perfectly fine. But that is really, really cool that we can progress towards that next. Really what I should do is start bookmarking everything we need for it. So living wood we do need these glimmering living wood, the gateway core, more mana pools, and then these pylons. So we don't actually need that. We can take that off of here. So these, we need an Eye of Ender, the nuggets, which aren't too bad, the mana pylon, which actually is not bad in itself either, so those won't be too hard to craft up. The mana pools aren't bad. The gateway is actually pretty straightforward, and then these glimmering ones aren't bad either. That's actually not too shabby to get up and running. So that is going to be another ultimate goal for us to get going, because I would like to get to that going, because if we look at our quest progression, we do have to do this first before we can get to this Elementium ingots, which then can progress us into some additional items as well, and it also give us the 363rd edition of the Lexica Botania. Wow, okay, it just lightninged right here. Not sure why it did that. Interesting. It might be raining. I do have our pylon going, which prevents the rain. And it definitely could be raining. It only prevents rain, though. It does not prevent the actual lightning. And it does look like it is going. Yeah, see? It is going. And that's how you can tell. When you have these animations around it, that means it's going. But anyways, guys, we're going to wrap up the episode there, I think. Actually, you know what? Hold on. There's one last thing I did want to do, which is I wanted to run through really quickly some additional items that had been added in a recent update. So we are running on version 52 for this mod pack, and there were a few things that were added that I haven't touched on before. So there's new tabs for things that we can do. So this Avataria, maybe? Very close, I'm guessing, is a new quest line that we can do. And then there is one more that they added in as well. And unfortunately, I'm not very familiar with it. I think it's the Quantum Flux. Yeah, the Quantum Flux was another mod that was added in, which is pretty cool. It adds some different options for machines for RF creation and transfer. So if you're interested in that, and storage as well, it offers some storage as well. So it's a good place to go and check out if you want something different than what you're normally used to. And then the other thing on top of that, there were a few mods that were added in to add new dungeons to the mod pack, and unfortunately, they did take out some of the pirate stuff. So the pirates that we have seen up to this point are no longer going to be there, from my understanding, but there are some replacement things that have been added in their place. So that's good at least, so we have some different options when it comes to going out and doing some exploration, which we have not done in quite some time. Now, realistically, some of the stuff should still be there that, for us, that was there before. Like if we go into our map here, this big ship should technically still be here, but I don't know if there's going to be any pirates on it. We could take a quick peek, though. Let's go really quickly over there and just see, out of curiosity. All right, guys, so this big pirate airship is still here, but as you can see, we're not getting popped up with a pirate captain or anything like that because the mod has been removed, so none of the entities are actually going to spawn in here. There is a parrot in here from the captain, obviously. But yeah, we're not going to find anything additional here other than just loot, and then obviously we can grab some of these resources, like a bunch of wool here. There's going to be beds, there's going to be chests. There will be some normal mobs that are probably spawning because it is relatively dark in certain areas around here. Like you can see, there's a zombie villager in there and a skeleton, and then there's a bunch of beds in here. Obviously, we have this. I don't know what that actually does. But yeah, there is there's not much for us to oh wow, and these chests actually aren't even opening. Oh, there we go. A little bit of lag on those. These chests actually don't even have anything in them, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, it's cool that they're still here, and it's because they were generated before the mod was removed. So if you do have a world where you had these generated before the mod was actually removed, then they will be there for you as well. Now, again, in terms of loot, I don't know if you are going to be lucky finding anything, but at the very least, you should be able to collect some of these resources to be able to use. Or if you really wanted to, you could probably turn this into a base for yourself. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of space here. And if you can manage to get your way up here, it would be a relatively cool place to set up camp in. And I think this just leads back downstairs as well. Maybe to a different area. Yeah, this looks like a different area. We have a llama down here. Got some of these, got some paintings, which I'll take, I guess. What else do we have in here? Some cyan glazed terracotta, a dispenser with some arrows, crafting table, some holding cells. What do we got this way? We got a sword set up there, some more crew quarters here. Again, it doesn't look like any of the chests have anything in them. We do have some potions there. I'm just trying to quickly go through things. Ooh, and we do have some... Oh, that opened something. That definitely opened something for us. Did it open the alpaca? No, what did that open? Maybe the door upstairs? Maybe that's what it opened? If we go back upstairs and take a peek. This is going to be a little bit longer episode than normal. Oh, it closed that off. And now we have some armor there. Or did it open that? Is that what it opened? I'm very confused. very, very confused on what is happening here. Because I thought we came from this way, did we not? Oh, we came from this way, up here. So did that open then on this side, the door? It did, okay. Get that taken out, and then this is, I'm guessing, the captain's quarters here. This huge bed here, obviously made out of just carpeting, and then a few items you can grab off the wall. But I think that's about it. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the chests don't have any loot in them, and I think that's because we kind of came here after the fact. You know, we came here, even though it spawned in, since the mod has now been removed, there isn't going to be anything for us to really find, unfortunately. Now, there is this stuff, which is pretty nice. And again, you can get some good resources, but that's about it. The chests aren't going to have anything, but you could get some of the materials of the ship itself. But guys, with that being said, we're going to wrap up the episode because we've already gone pretty long here. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below, or better yet, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking on this series, what you want to see next. If you're new to the channel, you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. I'll let you know every single time a new episode is posted to the channel. I do stream over on Twitch. We might be streaming this at some point in time, so I highly recommend going over there, giving it a follow, and keeping up to date on the stream over there. Oh, it looks like maybe some TNT was in here before. But I do have a Discord as well. You can check that out in the link down in the description below, and that will keep you up to date on everything that's going on the channel as well as with the stream. But guys, with that being said, thank you so much for sticking through till the very end, I should say. I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy.